I mean, Freaknik was equivalent to any other major black movement. I mean, it was the Million Man March. It was the Million Man March. It was on that level. It was on that level. It was the Million Man March every year. It was on that level. You know what I'm saying? So the Million Man March was Black history. The March on Selma was Black history. You know, every year, you know, people geared up, young folks geared up. Young folks who couldn't go to it, couldn't wait till they became college students or being adults to be able to go to it. So it became a way of life. I mean, Freaknik was equivalent to any other major black movement. I mean, it was the Million Man March. It was the Million Man March. It was on that level. It was on that level. It was the Million Man March every year. It was on that level. You know what I'm saying? So the Million Man March was Black history. The March on Selma was Black history. You know, every year, you know, people geared up, young folks geared up. Young folks who couldn't go to it, couldn't wait till they became college students or being adults to be able to go to it. So it became a way of life.
Just real quick, but to everybody who, especially the ones who look like me, and the men who look like me, who quit the, if Kamala want my vote, she need to explain herself to me what she gonna do for the black people. Listen, stop asking a motherfucking black woman to explain themselves to you, or explain themselves to y'all. If y'all ain't willing to ask a motherfucking white man, he'll motherfucking explain himself. Y'all cool with the white man not explaining his motherfucking self to you. Oh, the motherfucking black, she need to explain herself to me what she gonna do for the black community. She want my vote, she need to explain herself. You ain't motherfucking asking the white man to explain his motherfucking self. You too motherfucking scared to ask him. Motherfucking somebody need to explain something to y'all. Well, she been in the office already 3.5 years. Why she ain't do all the things she said she was gonna do? Cause she ain't the motherfucking president, that's why. When you go to the motherfucking McDonald's, that lady that's the motherfucking manager, she don't get to do what the fuck she want to do. She might can give you some motherfucking fries, but that's about it. Some free motherfucking fries, that's about all she can motherfucking do. But she can't change the price of that motherfucking quarter pound up there. Or that motherfucking Big Mike. That ain't that motherfucking lady White House. She just like the motherfucking manager. You motherfucking fall in line. Now, if you can get some motherfucking free fries out every now and again, you get some motherfucking free fries out. But y'all motherfucking know this, most of y'all, but y'all just want something to motherfucking say. Now, if she was the motherfucking president and didn't do something, then that's a whole different motherfucking ball game. And the same motherfucker who the motherfucking black woman need to explain that. Y'all the same motherfucker when Barack was running. He wasn't motherfucking black enough for you neither. And a lot of y'all, I done figured out what y'all getting confused. Y'all don't even want motherfucking black. Y'all want ignorant. That's what you motherfucking want. A lot of y'all think ignorant mean black.
Well, that's the pot calling the kettle black. Let's go on ahead and end it like that, ladies and gentlemen. Get started. We are talking about Tariq versus Luke right here on Random Topics, the hottest live stream on Rumble, X, YouTube, and Facebook. Whoever you are, wherever you are, hope you're doing blessed and very safe right now. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. But first, let's do it like how we always do it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hit the beat. whoever you are, wherever you are, hope you are blessed and doing safe. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings, family. Of course, I'm tuning in. You see me without the glasses off today. But if you're looking for some opportunities, particular advertisement opportunities, then look no further at the link at the bottom to my email address. You can hit me up for advertisement opportunities. We are supporting and promoting your businesses here on this channel. You can also, if you would like to donate and subscribe to our Patreon, a link is at the bottom as well. So you have multiple ways in which you can advertise with the platform by emailing me when we go on through our live stream. You also have access to premium content, those that want to see premium content that you will not find here on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, as I am suspended probably by now. You guys can check out the Patreon at link at the bottom. But advertisement opportunities, definitely email me, gavin.grich1@gmail.com for rates. And for the Patreon, it is the same as the YouTube channel. It is channel gboot2786. All right, I'll holla. Peace. All right, we are live, ladies and gentlemen. We are live, and I'm coming at you with 5. If you can hear me, please make sure you watch this channel and you hit the like button, share, and subscribe right now. Hit the like, share, and subscribe button. If you don't mind for tonight, guys, I'm just gonna appear off screen and talk to you from my avatar. That's how we try to say it in French down here. Tried to say, but not actually. Yeah, I'm just gonna talk to y'all from here, man. I've didn't come on this past Sunday. I've been under the weather, and I'm also been working on some other projects that's coming out, some things I'm doing. So I had a hell of a night Saturday because I was sick. I had a perforated eardrum, and I also had sinusitis, so my nose was literally just running like a faucet all day Saturday. I had to go to urgent care. I'm feeling better. I'm fine, but I've just been worn out and having drugs in my system and stuff. I couldn't do the show, and I just wanted to chill for that day, and I know y'all understood that. So I wanted to come back though to let you know I am not dead. I'm very much alive. I'm doing this broadcast with you all tonight. It won't be a very long broadcast, but I think we can hit on what we need to hit because we got less than 2.5 months or less than that to the election, about 78 days left. And so we're talking about what's going on and how the Democrats and their legions, I should say, are gearing up trying to force us or shame us into voting their way. Now, let me be clear about this. Everybody knows why I've said again, people say, well, how come you're not talking about Trump versus Biden? You want to know why I'm not talking about Trump as much as I'm talking about Kamala? It's because they send fools like this who are supposed to be, I guess, your agents, and they say stupid shit like this to try and get us to vote.
Freaknik was equivalent to any other major black movement. I mean, it was the Million Man March. It was the Million Man March. It was on that level.
And then you get Plies, who could say stupid shit like
until
this.
Kamala Harris 5 motherfucking bankruptcy, 6 times her and her company, until Kamala Harris is impeached twice, until Kamala Harris is indicted 4 motherfucking times, until Kamala Harris is found liable for sexual abuse, until Kamala Harris is found guilty of motherfucking fraud and got to pay $300 and some motherfucking million, until Kamala Harris start a motherfucking insurrection, until Kamala Harris try to overthrow a motherfucking election, until Kamala Harris is married 3 motherfucking times, until Kamala Harris have 5 kids from 3 different motherfucking men.
I mean, just how he's talking, and you saw in the other video, this dude is a twit. He's just a fucking twit. And the people that are supporting him and supporting his behavior, that tells me a lot about them. Now, look, you can vote for how you want. I get you don't like Trump and people don't want to vote for him. That's fine. I'm not going into that. But do we have to? Malcolm X warned us about having comedians and celebrities represent the black community. And he did so for this very reason, because they're a bunch of fucking idiots. They are morons. To speak the way that they speak, to talk down to someone like they are, I'm disgusted that this is who they pick to try and shame and get young black people, gullible people, to vote for them. No policies, no policies, no interviews, no communications whatsoever in which to give to the black community to talk about what you want to do and set forth in your agenda. You give shaming tactics and you put it in the hands of a buffoon. No doubt that Plies and Luther Campbell and others are paid to shame black folks into voting. I honestly believe it. That's my
Until
opinion.
Kamala Harris do any of that, she's a better motherfucking candidate to me. How you do whatever you want to do with your motherfucking vote?
Now,
But
no,
I'm not voting for
Plies
a motherfucking
and
really
Luke
white
are
man
from the
to be able
same
to do whatever
city.
the fuck he want to do.
Plies and Luke are actually from Plies. You know, he's from the islands, but they both of these two grew up in Miami. They're both from Miami, so I wouldn't be surprised if they knew each other. And
I'm just not doing it. I don't hate motherfucking women that much. And I damn sure don't hate a black woman.
So you equate the fact that nobody wants to vote for her as being hatred towards a black woman. See, that's another problem right there. Nobody has stated that they didn't want to vote for Kamala Harris because she's a woman. The issue that Plies and Luther and Ricky Smiley, Steve Harvey, D.L. Hughley, and others have, and they already know the answer is this, because this woman doesn't have a clue what she's doing. This woman has not put forth. You go to her website, Waltz Harris Waltz campaign website. It's just a fundraising site. There's no policies. There's no positions on immigration. Well, we already know what that is. Nothing on affirmative action. I'm just giving you the rundown. We know what their stance is on abortion because we hear her talk about it all the time in front of a microphone, but she's never asked a question sat down with a reputable source with an interview about what she's going to do. There is no programs in which they're going to try and reach certain things. She talks about what she's trying to do with first generation home buyers. And as people have pointed out, that is not something specifically for black people. That is actually something geared towards migrants to come here, because she's already talked about in one of her first sit-down interviews. Now, I mentioned that supposedly she's supposed to have a first sit-down interview with CNN, and there was a clip that was circulating by Brother TD Hip Hop I'll talk about later, but she said something very interesting about about fast-tracking immigrants to fix the border crisis. That is not going to fix the border crisis. But to get back to Plies, he's stating essentially what it sounds like just from his mouth. The inference is that you have a hatred of a black woman if you don't want to vote for her.
That much. So you can vote for a motherfucking AKA, or you can vote for the motherfucking KKK. You vote for whatever motherfucking K you want to motherfucking vote for. That's your motherfucking business.
I think his nuts are in the vice.
But Trump been telling you since 2017, he gonna show you that motherfucking healthcare plan. Has he shown you yet? He been telling you since 2017 that motherfucker coming in 2 weeks. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be beautiful. Has he showed you yet? He told you he's gonna overturn motherfucking Obamacare. Did he do it yet?
Kamala Harris is the vice president. What the fuck has she done? Now, before you get in the fact, well, she can't do anything because she's not, he said earlier in the other video, she's not the president. She is the second in command of the executive office. Joe Biden is basically a lame duck president. They can work on and getting things done if they want to. If they wanted to fix the border crisis, they could forget doing it now. When they had the Democratic Congress in 2021, they could have done it. They had it in 2021. So they try and put this horse shit saying, oh, they couldn't do this, they couldn't do that. Bullshit. The only thing that stops power is power itself. Power does what it wants, like George Carlin once said. The people investigate themselves, like with Kennedy assassination. Everybody knew or knows now that the Central Intelligence Agency had something to do with that. What is an independent investigation coming from the Department of Justice, whose office is right down, not that far from, it's in DC, CIA is in Virginia. Virginia, if you've been to the District of Columbia in Virginia, it's not a very long ways. Well, traffic is bad, but it's not far. But there's a reason they put doofuses out.
He told you Mexico gonna pay for that funk ass wall over there. Did they motherfucking pay for it yet? He told you gonna raise motherfucking minimum wage. Did he do it yet? He was gonna lower the motherfucking price on prescription drugs. Did he do it yet?
Kamala said she was the border czar, but then she said she had no idea what they're talking about. What is that? Biden called her the border czar. Early in her year. See, they don't have answers for stuff like this. What they do is they give these talking points. And you got these sisters on here. This is another reason why we're going downhill, because they can use these little talking points, and that gets all of these women panties wet. This had me rolling. Oh, you talk that shit. All you do, no logic. No facts, nothing, just emotions. And people could get mad at me, but that's the truth. That's the truth. No policies, nothing. I just need to say, you don't want Trump. That's it. See people saying, I want to be his best friend, AKA or versus the KKK. Who cares? I mean, she can't, there's no secret why they don't have her in front of a microphone doing interviews. This is just real talk. I would say the same thing if this was a man doing this. If you want to say that I'm not trying to support her because she's a woman, hell, I voted for Cynthia McKinney for president once. I voted for Jill Stein when it was Clinton versus Trump. That ain't got nothing to do with it. But now I'm seeing what's going on here, and we're being taken for granted. We have been for years.
On a different front, Axios this week reported that President Trump, if he gets a second term, will sort of dial back, for lack of a better term, DEI programs that the Biden administration has put in forth. Obviously, I know you disagree with that. I obviously believe that you don't want him to get a second term. That said, if that does happen, what do you think that would do to race relations in this country?
Well, let me say we're going to win, so it's not going to happen. But I think that, listen, today is actually, I believe, an anniversary in terms of Dr. King, right? And
this is an old video.
And I was just in Selma, and we acknowledged the 59th anniversary of Bloody Sunday. I think it's really important that we as Americans always embrace our history, the parts that we're proud of and the parts that we're not proud of, but that we can't forget. And we should all agree that we should teach history. We should learn history if we're to ever have an accurate idea of where we want to go and where we don't want to go in the future. And that means also acknowledging the importance of diversity. It means acknowledging the importance of the fact that everyone should have equal opportunity to compete and equity. And then, of course, inclusion, that, you know, hey, let's look around the room and see who's not here. And did we leave the door open?
Him to get a second term. That said, if that does happen, what do you think that would do to race relations in this country? DEI programs that the Biden administration has put in forth. Obviously, I know you disagree with that. I obviously believe that you don't want him to get a second term. That said, if that does happen, what do you think that would do to race relations in this country?
Well, let me say we're going to win, so it's not going to happen.
So, yeah, this got to be from earlier this year. So this is her first interview with CNN coming up. And they say it's a joint interview with Tim Waltz joining her. So she's not going to be alone. It's not a debate. It's an interview. A debate is when two people go against each other. So Thursday of this week, you're going to see the first interview with Harris and Waltz. Why she can't do this by herself? Every president, someone that has ran for the presidency, does a sit-down interview by themselves. Even I got to give George W. Bush credit, and I hated George Bush. George W. Bush, 43 was an idiot. It's like people have historical amnesia when it comes to these presidencies. Like, he was the worst. Trump was the worst. Nah, Trump wasn't the best we ever had. Absolutely not. But guys, y'all forgot Bush. You forgot Nixon. Y'all scared of racism. This country's been racist. Come on. This country's been like this, man. But Great Uncle Luke, let's talk about it, because this is our topic tonight. So y'all know that Tariq Nasheed and Uncle Luke Campbell, or Great Uncle Luke, I shouldn't even call him Uncle, have been beefing back and forth over this thing involving this presidential election, of course, supporting Kamala Harris or not, but also what is a FBA, a non-FBA. And Tariq has been on Luther's, he's been on his Twitter space before. I think sometime either a year and a half ago, I listened to an audio tape where Luther invited him on to explain what he meant about FBA and non-FBA on the space. And they talked for about, I want to say, over 23 minutes. He talked it up with Luther's guests. Of course, some were hostile towards Tariq with his take on it, his thing on reparations. And what's interesting is Luther, God was agreeing with him on some stuff. Now, several months ago, we said the same thing about Plies. Yeah, but he's been but recently, yeah, I'm just reading something on here. Yeah, Plies was 7 months ago, was going in on for the Democrats, shilling for him. And Luke is no different. And O'Shea Jackson even went in on Luke Campbell. Now Tariq's got to play it, but because there's a copyright strike, I won't play the video. But yeah, O'Shea goes in, and even when you look at Luther's old tweets, he went in criticizing the Democrats as well. But now there's been a change, because then he got signed up to join Kamala Harris in this camp. He did an interview with her. He criticized them in in 2022, 2016. But then in 2022, I noticed he started to go in on Marcel Dixon, brother Marcel, who ran for Congress. He was talking about him. That's actually, and he lost. And actually, that's what he and one of the things he and Tariq talked about. He says, Marcel, now that one of the top Republican Party and senators just said their party does not support reparations very harsh way, where do you guys get your support from now? You don't like Democrats, you don't like foreign black. Negro, what? Reparations is a bipartisan issue. It doesn't come from Republicans or Democrats. It's bipartisan. And Marcel went back and forth with him. And Luke doesn't support Republicans, but then he puts out stuff he wants. So he put this goofy shit out. Now, again, why am I going at him? I'll get to Tariq in a minute, but why I'm not going as hard on the Republicans as I am the Democrats? Because it's the Democrats that sent these embarrassments out here to us. That's why. He says, remember, Congress is controlled by, this nigga Negro can't even spell. Remember, Congress is controlled by Republicans. Nothing gets passed without their votes. Y'all, there's so much grammar stuff in here. This is bipartisan he's talking about, by the way. The monies that they're approving to Israel, that's bipartisan.
Black men who left the Democratic Party for the mega party. I'm going to offer you this one-time opportunity to come back. You can come back. You have until Sunday, 12 high noon. We'll take you back. We'll take you back. There's no more blue, no matter who. There's Kamala Mana, bang bang, Kamala Mana, bang bang, coach.
So Luther Campbell, yeah, he had that space earlier where he was talking ugly about to Brother Rizza. I didn't even listen. I listened to part of it, but I heard it. I heard some of it earlier. It doesn't surprise me. He was setting the man up, but Rizza was nothing but respectful. They were trying to come at him. I think he was in the airport while he was talking. Yeah. He said African Americans get nothing from the Democratic Party. All they do is use us for our vote. And this is in 2022. So what has changed? I wonder what changed. Now, then when we talk about Uncle Luke, of course, we know what Tariq Nasheed is known for, his documentaries with The Hidden Colors, his hip-hop documentary that came out, Microphone Check, which was pretty good. I saw that. Uncle Luke Campbell has been known throughout his career of pushing debauchery. Let's just be real. 2 Live Crew. Now, I wasn't even born Well, no, I was born around the time Two Live Crew came out, but I don't remember Two Live Crew uh at like talking about it that much. You know, some stuff they played I can remember as a little kid. You know, pop that coochie, you know, songs like that. Uh, their first album, their album, As Nasty as They Want to Be, was very controversial. They were known basically for pushing raunchiness. Do I did it? Yeah. Songs like Me So Horny, you know, they were known for that. That's what they were known for. Now, how can someone who's known for stuff like that? I remember they had issues with censors. They actually took their case because they did a song called Pretty Woman, which was a parody of the Oh Pretty Woman by Roy Orbison, um, all the way to the Supreme Court, which they won because they were fighting for free speech and so forth. Yeah, Me So Horny. You know, that's what they were known for. But and you know, Luke actually, since we're talking about this, yeah, banned in the USA. A lot of people, yeah, I remember in Living Color did a spoof on it where they had I got the video here. They were spoofing Luke because he had to come out with a song for the kids. That old and Living Color. Yeah, and David Allen Greer had to yeah, Luke had to come up with lyrics that he couldn't really write. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. That old, I might get a copyright strike. I don't want to play it, but y'all can go look it up. Yeah, there's an old sketch, and Living Color did. It was on X. Someone had posted earlier where, yeah. So the hoe won't let him sleep there. Yeah, like Luke was doing embarrassed him. Yeah, was trying to come up with a song. Yeah, it's real funny. But this is part of a clip too, and I'll just say fair news. Yeah, Luke needs to be censored now. Luke and Tariq have been going back and forth. Tariq clowned him and did a music video on him, and some others. Myron Game, those guys from Fresh and Fit, they've known to be apparently extremely racist towards blacks. But O'Shea Duke Jackson did this video, and I won't play. I don't want a copyright strike from O'Shea, but if I could just play a little bit of it, fair use. It's just a little. I'll talk through the comments through the video just to avoid a strike. But I don't think Brother O'Shea with mine. So
and the Democrats,
Just-
he's been one of the shields that have obviously come against Brother Tariq to basically stop what Tariq and other pro-blacks are saying. Now, this is interesting because Luke, from 2016 to 2022, has been against Democrats. Look at this. I'm with Trump on this one. The Democrat Party don't give a damn about black people. Welcome to Luke Records. This is what he said in 2016. You're looking at it. In 2022,
That's over 8 years
Luke
ago.
posted this. African Americans get nothing from the Democratic Party. All they do is use us for our vote. But now in 2024, Luke has said this to black men.
Message to all black men who left the Democratic Party for the MAGA Party. I'm going to offer you this one-time opportunity to come back. You can come back. You have until Sunday, 12 high noon. We'll take you back. We'll take you back. There's no more blue, no matter who. There's Kamala, bang, bang. Kamala, bang, bang. Coach.
Then he followed it up by saying this
Yeah, he was saying this directly to his followers about Tariq. So
directly to Tariq Nasheed.
That's a group of black men, and most of them hang out on Twitter. Tariq, Nasheed.
Oh my God, I do not like him.
You know,
I swear, I feel like he's an agent.
Yeah. At the end of the day, they get on there, they fool these people with these doctors and these books and all that, and they try and separate the black community. Mind you, here's the guy I'm talking about, descendants of slaves, married to a white lady. Which I'm like, are y'all following him? You know what I'm saying? So I like.
Now, Tariq Nasheed didn't take that so well at all. So Tariq fired back with this particular post, because Luke and Two Live Crew had a song called Me So Horny. He says this, "Play the music. I wonder when did Caribbean immigrant Luther Campbell fall off and become a lion shield for the Democrats? Did all the Two Live Crew checks dry up? Is the struggle real?" And this is Tariq Nasheed really making fun of Luke. But then Luke really destroys himself by basically saying that all of the artists that are selling sex in today's world owe him some money, like Sexy Red and the rest of them.
I need a check from Ice Spice. I need a check from Sexy Red. All the fucking girls, Megan Thee Stallion, anybody that's running around shaking their ass. Male rap is on some shit right now. I'm sorry. The females are winning. They're doing everything that I did. I'm still waiting for these girls to send me a fucking check.
So that the Two Live Crew money has run dry. Y'all know Luke has like 6 or 7 kids, and he's had issues paying child support. There have been articles about him being a deadbeat dad and a horrible person for years. I'm not even gonna focus on that because that's personal stuff. But and Tariq, of course, there have been people who have issues with Tariq and how he handles things and so forth. People call him a divester and so forth. But Tariq Nasheed has accomplished, and something I do admire a lot. Building a museum, although a lot of people thought the museum would end up differently. I haven't had a chance to go there. I would. But the fact that he was able to put a museum together, to put marches, to put events together very quickly the way he did, to put a documentary out for children, creating his own businesses. He has a production company. He has a book company. He has a museum. He has a bunch of stuff where he has employed African Americans, Black Americans, and I think he's doing a great job with it. Now, whether you like him or not, you have issues with him, that's fine. Whatever your issues are, but you can't deny the fact that this man can get things done and puts in the work other than other people. He's not waiting for someone else to do something. Now, I look at this and really, Luther Campbell, is this somebody we want, or is this something that by the Democrats? I ask you, you want trying to get black people to vote, because it's not going to work. It hasn't worked. It is not working to have these shills like Luke, like Plies, and others try to talk to us. And even Steve Harvey had something to say. He was on stage with Stephen A. Smith going in on Dr. Umar again, because Dr. Umar said that Steve Harvey and Ricky Smiley were being paid off to push for Kamala Harris. And supposedly Umar said he was offered $10K. Now, Steve Harvey was mad because he says this again in the video, and I'm gonna see if I have it. You know, I don't do nothing for no $10,000. I don't even get out the bed. And that's what was my problem with it. Now, even if that is true, I don't think that he never denied not getting any money from the Democratic Party or from Vice President Harris. So, hold on.
People responsible for each other. Let me tell you something, man. As soon as something happened to
That's problematic right there. He said no other race of people are responsible for each other. You look at the Jews, you look at if you look at the example of the Jewish community, you look at the example of the alphabet community, these are not even racial groups. They apparently do look out for each other. They have higher ups there that try to push stuff.
a group of black people, then all of us have to bear that. All of us, you know, I had a job one time before I got into this, and a dude robbed a liquor store and was on the news and got shot on the way out the liquor store. I came to work the next day. The white people wanted to know, did I know him? What the fuck? How? You know what I'm saying? Well, I got to know him. I don't know nobody robbed liquor stores. No, I don't know him. But we are held accountable. But what we have to be careful for, again, though, is because we are held to that criteria, we got to do better by one another. We have got to stop this self-destruction of one another. Ain't nobody on IG, Instagram, TikTok talking about each other the way we do. We have got to change the way we look out for one another. We have got to be more in the build-up business than the tear-down business. We got white folks coming on podcasts talking about how we ought to act towards each other. We don't need white folks checking us, telling us how to be towards each other. We know how to be towards one another. We just got to get in charge of it. We got to start checking one another. When you see these cats over here wasting your time on podcasts with all this negativity, why is it so many clicks and likes, man? Why don't we?
Because you don't understand podcasting. Radio is dead. See, this is the disconnect with old black. With this, Steve Harvey is not an elder. First of all, Steve Harvey is not somebody I would call an elder that you would sit and take advice from. That was part of the civil rights movement and everything. Steve Harvey was born in 1958, 1959. So by the time the civil rights movement ended, he was already 10 years old, 12 years old. Even so, he comes from that generation, and you can hear it in his voice. And just from the stuff I've heard, he has you can tell he has a get mine attitude. Y'all do for yourself. I don't know the stuff he's done in his charity work or anything like that, but I do know from people that have talked about their experiences with him, how bad it's been. And just dismissing these brothers like that, these podcasts, why they likes and so forth. Maybe he's putting in some new work. There's a new way you can attract the audience. Radio is not the way anymore. Radio is dying across the country. Radio is not free anymore like it used to be. Radio is corporate. There's a reason they play Rihanna's song more than they will play a Belle Biv DeVoe or even a New Edition song, even though New Edition still works on music. There's a reason why you're hearing, and this is not a shout out against these artists, but the reason why you might hear No Guidance from or anything from Drake constantly over and over again, but we're not hearing from the new artists that are out there. They're not pushing them. They get on the internet. It's easier for us to put our stuff out here. People will listen. Oh, I'll play
We haven't checked people on that. But why don't we defend one another? What happened to being happy for people in love? What happened to cheering for families? What happened to wanting this brother's business to win? What happened to hope that sister become president? What happened to that? I can't stand it, man. When I see black people coming up in here challenging Kamala Harris about this, that, and the other, they're not challenging Donald Trump to shit. They let him go unchecked.
Okay, first off, that's not true. People are not letting Donald Trump go unchecked. Donald Trump is doing the shit that he's been doing. Kamala Harris, what has she done or said she's going to do for black people? When anybody is running for office, you have a right to ask them questions, period. Whether they black, white, purple, green, whatever. You judge people by the content of their character, not by the color of their skin. That's what Dr. King talked about. And yes, don't get me wrong, by that meaning, do I like seeing black people in higher positions as judges, as district attorneys, governors, lieutenant governors, and city council person, mayors? Of course. But damn it, would you want Tiffany Henyard being your mayor right now? Y'all happy with her? You think the people out in that town in Illinois are happy with her? Hiding money, no accountability, not showing up. Y'all think that's good? Oh, but she's black.
However he want to go. The Republican, see, I'm on something else. I'm getting pissed off now. Because see, you can't be sitting up in here talking about what she ain't. And then like Brother Umar the other day. And I like Brother Umar, but he came back because he said Steve Harvey and Ricky Smiley being paid $10,000 to promote Kamala Harris. I took offense to that because I don't do shit for $10,000.
He didn't actually say that. That wasn't what Umar said. That's not what Umar Johnson actually said. Umar said he was offered $10,000. He was offered $10,000. He didn't say Steve Harvey got $10,000. Let's go back to the video. I'm gonna play the original video after this. It's not what Umar said. It's not what he said.
And you're not finna mess my money up. Putting it out there that my rate is now $10,000. Back up off that shit, Brother Umar. You don't live here well. I'm pulling for Kamala Harris because she is the better candidate of the two. Period. That's all I need to know.
So this is what Umar said. Now I want y'all to hear the difference. I'm gonna play it in its entirety. Let's listen.
Black vote ain't for sale no more. Black vote ain't for sale. We bartering on business. We standing on business. Bring us some tangibles or get out of my face. Ricky Smiley, I love you. But crying on the radio for Kamala Harris, my brother, that's an all-time low. Don't do that again, Ricky Smiley. Don't you get on your radio show and cry for Kamala. Don't you do that, my brother. If you want to cry for Kamala Harris, you do that in the privacy of your house. But if we're going to be honest, Steve Harvey and Ricky Smiley, and I love you both, no hate to my big brothers, but if we're going to be honest, Ricky Smiley and Steve Harvey, y'all only carried on because y'all got paid to carry on. Can we please be honest? Can we see? I want y'all to understand, overstand, and understand what King Kong is talking about. Y'all carried on because y'all got paid to carry on. Kamala Harris and the Democratic plantation is paying you celebrities, paying you to shame black people into voting. Y'all know we're not going to get nothing out of that vote. Y'all know we're not going to get nothing out of that vote. Y'all know we're not going to get nothing out of the vote, but they being paid, y'all being bought. They offered me $10K for an interview with Kamala Harris. I don't want your money, but we can definitely do the interview. They offered me $10K for an interview with Kamala Harris. Yes, we can do the interview. Keep your damn money. King Kong consciousness ain't for sale. I'm one of the real ones. Silverback Garvey Gorilla.
Let me stop right there. So listen carefully. Did y'all hear what he said? Now, I even sped it up. He said he was offered $10,000. He said Steve Harvey and Ricky Smiley were being paid. He didn't say the amount of money that they were being paid to. And Steve Harvey, when you saw him both on his radio show, and I don't know why he, with all that money he say he had, yeah, I can't do nothing for no $10,000. Why this Negro is sitting up there looking like he's taking a deposition, and his camera is shitty. I mean, yeah, I got so much money. I hope my wife divorced me. She don't find where I'll put it. Yeah. I got money hidden from my second divorce. That's how I bought this studio. That's how all those damn studios. It wasn't just the. I invested in a heavy line of suits across the country. I don't know how he didn't afford or couldn't afford a new camera. And supposedly, yeah, D.L. Hughley has responded to Umar Johnson, so I haven't seen that video. I want to watch that, but they did these interviews. Yeah, Umar responded. I think Umar has, I want to see if Umar responded, but I don't think he did. But if you watch the video, just look at the video. So this is Brother TD Hip Hop. Y'all just look at the video and y'all see that Steve Harvey, he's sitting up there like he just woke up. Like,
who's kind of run the airways of black radio.
Okay.
See,
the Qs, yeah, we kind of run the airways of black radio. Well, that's the only thing that's on. The national radio, I mean, in the evenings, you got Ricky Smiley and you got Ricky Smiley in the morning and you got Steve Harvey in the morning. Steve Harvey comes on 98.5 here in New Orleans, which is the largest R&B radio station in New Orleans. Is WYLD. And I don't know about DL. I think comes on. I remember when he used to come on 106.5 in Baton Rouge. I don't know the New Orleans call station he comes out here, but he does have one in the evening. Ricky Smiley has a morning show. He took over Tom Joyner's show. He took over Tom Joyner's syndication. When Tom retired. Now Tom is a Q dog. So what you're listening to and what you're hearing essentially are these black, I'm just going to say it, these black boule, because they're part of that, in crowd, whose job essentially, and it's the way it comes off, is to attack other blacks, grassroots blacks who have questions about Kamala Harris's credentials. More not about who she is, but the fact that she comes off so damn fake. She has no platform. You can't even question or ask questions of her without it being a problem. Without getting criticized. And we're supposed to support that? We're supposed to just vote blue no matter, vote regardless. Don't try and make this, well, you ain't coming out at Trump. You already know what my positions are. Trump has shown his card. I got to ask you, because we're voting for you at a rate of 80% or better. We vote for the Democrats in large block. That voting block is important. And when we ask for stuff, we don't get it.
What have I been? I want this country to be in her hands as opposed to Donald Trump's hands. That's why I do it. Now, me and Ricky Smiley happen to be on the same page. Now, we Q's now. And so is D.L. Hughley. And Q's...
He never denied getting any money. They pay these guys to do this stuff. You know that. They spend money. Democrats spend money in advertising with urban radio. I pointed that out to y'all a couple of weeks ago. I told you about the media company that D.L. Hughley and Ricky Smiley worked with. I think it's Reach. Is it Reach Entertainment? Is the name of it? Steve Harvey works for iHeartRadio. There's a subsidiary of iHeartRadio. I can't think of it, but yes, the Dems reach out to that. Notice if the Republicans had something, and they don't usually do it, they don't reach out to blacks like talking about it that often. That's because they don't take us seriously. But they're not the ones spending the money, so we know it's the Democrats that's doing it. Cornel West even said that the DNC offered him a job if he endorsed Kamala Harris and dropped out of the presidential race. They offered to pay his debts. They are gaslighting you. So I said I was only going to keep this to a half hour, almost at an hour. They're saying that Harold's asking, is it true Kamala is meaning Trump in the polls? Well, you know how I told you before how accurate polls are, because they say that she was leading in one poll. Like if you take I'm trying to think of some of the polls that they have, like Yahoo or what's a very other popular one. They may say like Reuters or what's the other? There's a bunch I'm trying to think of. I'm sorry. It's on the tip of my tongue. What they said from Florida, okay, so this is Florida Atlantic University. They said that she has taken a 4-point lead over President Trump in a nationwide poll released on Tuesday. Now, I broke down to you all how she had one of the worst approval ratings in vice presidents in history. How did it get to be so high that she's now leading over a former president? Not to say that Donald Trump is doesn't, of course he has bad issues I don't agree with. Not to say that they've been in office. So, Trump has been out of office for the last 4 years. He's had the trials and so forth going on. But popular vote, you can recall, doesn't determine the presidency. It's the Electoral College. So they said it's 47 to 43% lead right now. Last month, they said she led with 49% to the former president's 45%. And that she has an edge with 53% of women, 45% of men favoring the Democratic nominee. 47%, the former president had 47% of men and 41% of women. There's a higher lead among Hispanic voters, black voters, and white voters with a college degree. But these things change interchangeably. They change all the, These polls change interchangeably all the time. So right now she may be leading, but what's going to happen after that first debate in September, which is on for September 10th? Because I look at this poll, they say Harris 49%. This is the New York Times. Trump 46. She has the edge in Wisconsin, Michigan, is neck and neck in Arizona. Trump is high in Georgia, and it's tied out in Pennsylvania. Did y'all know, by the way, Pennsylvania, I had a law that was passed where they said they can't even guarantee same-day election results. So you look at this, now these are the polls. Look how different they are. One poll, the so-called strategies, has Trump up 50%. They say it's a Republican sponsor, but and that's because them's not showing theirs. I'm just being real. Everything else, Equal Insights, they got Trump up 49. Morning Consult, Harris up 4. Harris by 4 for Florida, from the Florida Atlantic. Active Vote has Harris by 53. There's 372 polls. Active Vote has Trump by 12 and 71% on one. Harris in another. It's like, who can you trust? Emerson College has Harris. The debate is going to tell everything. The debate's going to tell everything. And I saw Roly Poly. I was listening to TD Hip Hop. Roland was talking about how Fox News shouldn't ever host. She better not do that. Fox lost their credentials. Didn't he? When he tried to give questions to CNN, giving Donald to Hillary Clinton in 2016. The electoral votes you won't know until election day. Popular vote, you can win and still lose the presidential election if you don't have the electorates. That happened with Hillary Clinton. That also happened with Al Gore. Although I think with Gore, they actually stole that. That's right, Cheryl. So yeah, this but yeah, Luther Campbell, Luther is an idiot. So this thing that we've learned, what's the lesson with Tariq versus Luke that we can learn from all of this? Because we're seeing two men fighting each other in their 50s and 60s. You know, Luke Campbell is in his 60s. Luke is in his 60s, going at it with other young black men who don't agree with his political ideology. And he was just a couple of years ago on a train with everybody else about the Democrats. The thing we can learn from this, guys, is to stop putting your faith in black celebrities and icons. You know, in black celebrities, comedians trying to tell you about politics when they have no formal basis in politics. The only comedian that could tell me about voting would probably be Dick Gregory. And Dick, you know, ran for president. He and Mark Lane ran for president in 1968 and probably won if their votes had been counted. He was a write-in candidate. They were write-in candidates. He didn't get a nomination. He just ran for president and got, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he was one of the reasons why Nixon ended up winning, because when he ran in 68, Hubert Humphrey, I want to say it was Hubert Humphrey when Dick ran, was the vice president at that time. And he cost him some votes on the East Coast. the Peace and Freedom Party. Brother Ron heard. Now I gotta speak with him, but yeah, we talked about that. Stop relying on these guys to give you advice. Do your research. The information is out there. You can learn stuff. It's all out there. Yeah, this is Dick's Wikipedia page. I really lost it when he was comparing. Yeah, Luke was comparing Freaknik to the Million Man March. That's who's giving you advice. That's who they picked to give you advice. You don't need. Come on. Come on, really? Freaknik was like the Million Man March. Do your own research, guys, because the world information is out there. Reading is fundamental, as they say. Fun is the key word. It's not illegal yet. But look, I'm gonna wrap this thing up now. We'll get back to y'all later this week. I might do a show. Probably will do an early show Thursday. But listen, I won't be coming on probably as regular as I should because I'm going to be working on some other projects and stuff I want to dedicate my time to. So I'll come on periodically or when I have more time. Maybe for the debates and stuff, we can do something. But, I just need to get things done like everybody else and take my time with it. But this Thursday will probably be an early show. So just make sure you hit this notification bell. We got 43 people watching. I probably think we even got more. Make sure you hit that notification bell when I go live. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Make sure you too, if you can, if you love me for my time, pay me for my time by dropping something in the Cash App, PayPal, or Zelle. I think we had a great broadcast tonight. I thank you all. Cheryl LaPearl, you've always been supportive of me. I thank you for that. Yeah, Luke made trash music. Yeah, he's a degenerate. And it's not me being a prude. I grew up with the Hot Boys. I remember back that thing up. Juvenile. We had DJ Jubilee used to have these songs, these bounce songs where they had girls shaking and stuff like that. So it's always been there, but I don't expect Juvenile to be talking about politics soon either. I just advising people to I know he did the backs that thing up, but I can't see him or Baby trying to tell you about taxes. That'd be a trip. It was backs that thing up. Now it's gonna be tax that thing up or tax that thing down. Nah, come on. All right, y'all. Y'all be safe. We're gonna get out of here. Thank you. If you're watching on Rumble, make sure you subscribe to Random Topics on Rumble right now, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and do that. Go to Rumble and just type in Random Topics, 2 exclamation points. And I will see you on the next one. Be one, be safe, and be blessed. 35 people. Oh, my family on X, on G-Boot, and Gavin Richard, our backup channel. I love y'all. Peace.